Good afternoon, you guys. This is the Doctor. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day and loving the new content that's come out. Now, it's come to my attention that the EX2 mission is far harder for people than initially anticipated, especially if you are trying to go for an all objectives clear. So this video is going to go over how you can clear all of the objectives without a powerful friend unit, how I approached it, and what the best strategy is for getting the 2,000 damage. I'm going to give you two different strategies for hitting that 2,000 damage cap. One of them is based off one of the comments on one of my other videos, and one of them is going to be based off of modifying critical hit thresholds and enabling yourself to hit a 2,000 damage critical hit, and that will be using my Stern. With other units, you may be able to hit that 2,000 pretty easily. So we're going to go into our formation right now, and this is the formation that I cleared all of the missions with. And there's a couple of things to think about here. The first is that your team is going to be broken into two separate groups. So the first three units in your formation are going to be one group, and then the last two are going to be on the other side of the map. And they're going to be very independent. They have to be able to survive. And for that, I would recommend making sure that you give a tank and a mage over there. I use Y'shtola in this strategy. She's level 76. I think if you're going to be using Y'shtola, the most important thing is that you have a maxed out foul. My Y'shtola is not maxed out limit break, maxed out awakened. She does not have her TMR. She is level 76, so she is pretty strong. But even then, my Y'shtola died multiple times before I finally figured out the right strategy for achieving this. So the most important thing with Y'shtola is that she has her ability Foul maxed out. And the next thing that I want to talk about also is making sure you have a tank character over there. And making sure you have a tank character over there near Y'shtola is to make sure she doesn't die. And again, it doesn't have to be Y'shtola that you do this with. It could be Medina if you have a Medina. And if you have a Medina, this strategy might actually be significantly easier, because instead of relying on Foul, you can AoE limit break all of the monsters down over there. Now, there are three different types of monsters. There's green skeletons, there's white skeletons, and there's red skeletons. Red skeletons drain HP, green skeletons can disable you, and white skeletons are weak. Ignore them. They're like the final enemies that you should be engaging with. Now, when you immediately start, your Y'shtola and your Mont team, or your Y'shtola and your tank team, are going to have all of the green skeletons, and then they're going to have another patch of enemies down there, which we'll talk about. So they have to be able to survive because they're going to be engaging a lot of enemies. Now, your first three units, it's really important that they're about level 55 to 60, because they're going to have to be able to take some hits because there's no tank with them. And the goal of these three units is they're going to focus down red skeletons. They are going to focus down red skeletons one at a time. They're going to kill them one at a time. Having high agility will help them survive. What you're also going to want to do is you're going to want to have your unit with high critical hit in this unit formation. And you're going to want to make sure that they have Esper Resonance capped out. And you want to make sure as well that they have the capability to do 2,000 damage. So I chose Stern. Stern is obviously not the best unit for a crit build. There's obviously better other units out there, and you guys probably have stronger melee units. Like the first one I think about would be Thancred for easily doing over 2k damage. I've seen Frederica do over 2k damage. It's probably going to be your UR unit that you're building, and you're probably going to want them with that group, and you're going to want them with a crit build. So the other thing, finally, that you're going to want to look at before you even get in there is you're going to want to see what your party abilities are. And for me, I chose attack, and I don't have critical hit on here because I chose to go with an attack plus 19% on my Mont. I went with max HP because I was having trouble surviving as well with Golem. And if I was going to change some things around here, I would probably change Mont's card, and I would want to do a critical hit rate up card. So I would probably do Cactuar. The defense for him isn't too bad of a loss, and it's possible that it would actually help out the entire group in a bit of a better way. So I would probably go with Cactuar here instead. I might change everything around a little bit. If I was going for optimal damage, I might remove this guy over here. I might give him Nope, we want to give critical hit rate to our stern. So let's give him this one. And then we'll give this guy our... So what you guys can see here is I'm sacrificing HP at this point. So I'm giving him Moraga for the slash attack bonus. And then I'm going to give the crit bonus over here to my stern, right? Critical hit rate plus 12. And this way I'm maxing out my party abilities as well as maxing out my potential to crit with my stern. Now, a couple of cards that are useful here that I found. Your Cactuar is going to be important because it's going to have critical hit rate up and agility up. But probably, arguably, the most important card is going to be Beguiling Witch. Now, I did not level this up a lot. It's level 14. Yes, it's awakened to 2-star, but it is just level 14. This is literally just me running the card awakening items one day and putting in what I got in here, and it went from Reaper Killer plus 8 to Reaper Killer plus 11. So this will give all Reaper damage that Y'shtola does, plus 11% damage killer. So this is going to be an important ability. This also might help you break your 2k threshold. And if you're using your Medina or you're using your Y'shtola in here, this is going to be a critical card. And this is one of those times where it might be worth it just to invest in the card a little bit, hit that level 20, and then just throw it on someone and get in there and do it. Some other cards that I'm going to call out really helpful right now would be the Funtime card. It's an SR card. Gives critical rate plus 12 on the unit right now. That's at level 25. Gives your whole party an attack buff as well. So that's going to help Stern right now hit those critical hits. It's going to help him really survive here. If you don't have the critical hit, but you're still trying to hit that 2,000 damage threshold, you can also use the Horns Castle, which is the highest attack percent bonus card in the game. Has attack plus 19%, and that's only at level 20. So that is also a good card that you can equip. And of course, I would always recommend if you have Moraga, you can put Moraga on. If you don't have Moraga, Secret Orders is also a very good card to have on one of your characters for that slash attack up. I don't have any of the cool, fun Ifrit cards or anything like that. So if you have Ifrit, probably better for an Ifrit. With all that ado, let's go ahead and jump into the mission real quick, and I'm going to show you guys what I did and some of the strategies that I look for in order to get this mission's maximum objectives. Again, for the objectives, you can't have a party member, so you can't have a friend in here. You have to annihilate all enemy units. You have to deal 2,000 damage or more with a single attack. You can't have an enemy, ally die, and you have to clear all of these missions at the same time. So let's go ahead and go in here right now. And before anything, we're just going to talk about the layout of the enemies and what I'm thinking about in terms of opportunities and potentially dangers for you while you're in this map. So let's go ahead and go to the map view here. And the first thing you're going to notice, this is the main party. This is the party that has to engage all of the red skeletons. So there are 5 red skeletons over here. If you engage all of them at once, that is very dangerous. You need to focus them down one at a time. And before even worrying about the 2k damage mission, what I would do is I would engage one of the skeletons, kill one of the skeletons immediately, and I would get out of this lower area. So you see how Stern is in a lower area here. The lower area actually gives you a disadvantage for multiple reasons. One of the first things that it does is it gives all enemies plus 5 critical percent chance hit on you, which is never good, right? So height terrain does make a difference in terms of critical hits that you're going to get. So you want to get him off that lower ground. So we're going to move him up here, and we're going to go ahead and take care of this guy real quick. Actually, we're going to go for the one over here, because then I can, you see I did 1800 with my dude. And now one of the perks of having Ryu in my party, and you might want to change to something else, is he does have the ability Counsel, which increases critical hit for my allies. So it does increase the chances that I will be able to critical hit. Any AoE damage you can do here is helpful, so I'm going to have him Sidewinder this down. And that's one skeleton down. And now what I don't want to do, this skeleton over here, this one very far in the corner, he has a separate aggro list. So these 2 skeletons down here will not aggro unless you engage them or get close to them. So I'm going to focus on these close red skeletons right here. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to pop a shuriken on the same guy, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to start working on multiple skeletons, because what they're going to do is they're going to gang up on you, right? They're going to gang up, and they're going to all do their ability to drain HP from you, and you're going to die. Now, with your Medina or your Y'shtola, what's critical here is you come up to this spot right here. And this is the spot that's going to keep your mage character alive and deal the most damage. So you can see I'm going to go to Foul, and you can see I can hit all 4 of these. A Medina would kill these immediately, most likely. For me, all I have is Y'shtola, so I'm going to use my Y'shtola. And one of the strategies I'm going to use here is something I use in my PvP strategies, where I'm going to use a dead body to protect my mage character. So we're going to pop this out. Now, in order to hit the 2k achievement, there's multiple ways you can do it. This is one of the ways, is if you can deal 2k damage in total to these 4 monsters, either with Medina or with Y'shtola, whether she has the crit card or whether you put magic buff on your team, then you'll actually achieve the achievement right here and now. So let's go ahead and do it. We'll hit the panels, we'll confirm, and now I'm going to show you what I do with my Mont and my tank, and this should set you up for the rest of the fight. I'm going to put my Mont right here, and I'm just going to regular attack this unit. And what you're going to see happen is that unit's going to die so that these green skeletons can only attack Y'shtola from one angle here. And you can see how she's protected, right? If I didn't kill that other skeleton near her, that would have been a problem for me. That would have been something where I would have been potentially in danger of losing my Y'shtola or losing my caster, and that would have failed one of my mission rewards. Now, I am looking at the action order up here on the left side, and I do want to kill this skeleton down here first. Now, see here, I'm not going to go for the 2k critical achievement if I want to go with it first turn here, because one, you want to try and arrange it so you're in a back attack. This is a good angle, for example, for a shuriken if I was already with my crit buff and the enemy's back to me, or the enemy side was with me. That is something that would just be a great opportunity. This is going to be a little bit harder to achieve than Y'shtola's 2k damage. And you can see here that these enemies are coming up right now and attacking me. We're going to shift gears. You see how this red skeleton in the back hasn't moved yet? We're going to come back here and we're going to focus this guy down. And you can see I ran out of that. So I'm going to come right here. I'm actually not going to move. I'm going to use meditation. I'm going to buff up. And then I'm just going to choose wait. Right? Because I want to make sure to conserve it. I don't want to use up all of my stuff. Okay, get in here, little gunner. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to use aimed fire with him. I'm going to buff up that Sir O as well. And now we're back to Y'shtola. Now, this is Y'shtola's safe spot. One, you don't want to move her because that's another negative 20 CT. And two, she can just stay here. So the moment that I kill this unit is the moment that I'm going to be able to be safe. And you can see here I can actually land another hit, which I wasn't able to do initially on my initial playthrough. And it's actually because I leveled her up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And you're going to see that I'm going to wipe out these green skeletons. Now, the green skeletons I talked about a little bit earlier. It's critical to wipe them out, because if you don't wipe them out, they're going to have a chance to use disable on Y'shtola or Mont. And if that does happen, it's not the end. On my first clear, my Y'shtola did get disabled, and I was still able to clear the map and get the 2k achievement. All right, so you can see here, the whole pack's been triggered, and now I need to make sure that I'm focusing down one enemy at a time. And we're at that point where it's a little bit troublesome, right? And I also want to be mindful of building up AP. So I am going to just attack this guy straight up. I'm going to move my Sir O out. My Sir O has AP. And I'm going to see if I can kill this guy one shot. And see, even my Sir O there almost got the 2k achievement. So it doesn't even have to be a UR unit that goes for this 2k achievement. And this guy was weakened up here, so I'm going to send my dude up here to try and kill him. Didn't get the crit, unfortunate. And notice how I'm just ignoring these red skeletons. These red skeletons are useless. I don't care about them. I'm going to try and kill them with my Y'shtola. All right. Again, 146 damage, died to a counter slash. They do not take more damage, so you cannot save them for your 2k achievement. You're really best off just saving saving till you have fewer enemies on the map, buffing up one character, and going for that 2K achievement. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to try and go for the 2K achievement. And one of the things I'm going to do first is I'm going to pop my hazard form, right? Because if you didn't know, hazard form raises your own attack. So if you didn't know, critical hit modifiers are 1.1 to 1.5. And one of the most important things for critical hit modifiers is that they are based on height as well. So if you are over your enemy right now, I'm going to give him a critical hit buff right now. If you're higher than your opponent, you gain a plus 5% critical hit chance on the enemy that you're attacking. So let's say you don't have a good mage unit. Let's say you don't have Y'shtola maxed out. These are the best ways to maximize your chance at making sure that you can get that 2K achievement, because sometimes you're not going to get it on the first try, and what you really want is you really just want to get it done, right? You want to finish it. Sir O or any samurai character, if you have Sir Rob, they have Decider of Fate as well, which is a guaranteed crit on their next attack. Oh, and actually this is a really good situation. I can't get a side attack on it. Oh, can I do his limit break? Oh, there you go. So you can also do limit break if you have a chance here. I would usually do shuriken, and your limit break is going to guarantee 2K for the shuriken. I would have to crit in order to do it. One of the other things you can do is this fight, you notice that my Titan is built up, or sorry, not my Titan. I don't even remember who that guy is. Gigas, is it? Not sure. But you notice his gauge is built up. You can also use Ifrit, or you can use, I think, Siren, where you can pop your summon on enemies and then get the AoE buff for your entire party and use that to your advantage. But here, just because I have it right now, I'm going to use my limit break. I'm going to hit that 2K, and that's the 2K. And then I'm just going to hit auto, and I'm just going to auto the rest of the mission, because that is all of the objectives achieved. So if you guys have any questions, or if you want any more tips on this EX2, I know it's a little bit difficult, and I know we have to clear it a lot of times, and a lot of you guys are free to play. You don't have really strong friend units, and you are going to need help on this fight. That is okay. So go ahead and drop a like, a comment, or subscribe. I'm here to help you guys, and I love making these types of videos. I love helping you out, and I hope you guys all found this useful. Have a good rest of your day. If you have any other strategies, please put them in the comments below. The 2K strategy from my Y'shtola did actually come from a comment on one of my other videos, and it was very useful. They actually used their Medina to get the 2K. So thank you so much, guys. Talk to you later.